Welcome to the RSO Officer Orientation. In this orientation, we will cover some important information as it pertains to Registered Student Organizations, or RSOs, such as resources, policies, funding opportunities, and how to get started with PEN. All of our 6 GSU campuses have a Student Life Office location. Find the office on your campus and stop by anytime during office hours to get to know our staff on your campus. The Atlanta office is open from 8:30 a.m. to 8 p.m. Monday through Thursday, and 8:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. on Fridays. All perimeter offices are open from 8:30 a.m. to 5:15 p.m. Monday through Friday. You may stop by in person or reach out by email or use the phone number listed for your campus. Our role as an office is to oversee all student organization registrations and renewals, to provide general organization advising, to host various training courses, and to sponsor the student involvement fairs, among other things. Now we're going to talk a little bit about the resources we have for RSOs. There are several resources that are available to student organizations across all campuses. Located in your Student Life office, you can find large banner paper, button makers for use, and free organization printing and copying. On the Atlanta campus, we offer 1-inch, 2 1/4 inch, and 3-inch buttons. You can make 50 per semester for free. You are allowed 50 color copies on the Atlanta campus or 10 color copies on the perimeter campus per week. We also have student organization mailing available for use. If you would like to have organization-related mail delivered to your Student Life office, email studentorganizations@gsu.edu to request a mailbox. To pick up mail, visit your Student Life office and a staff member will assist you in getting it. Please follow tracking and be aware of when packages are arriving. Plan to pick up mail regularly. If you choose to use the student organization mailbox for organization-related mail, use the mailing addresses shown here for your respective campus. Make sure your mail is addressed to your RSO, not an individual member, so we can make sure the mail gets to the correct mailbox. We encourage you to use the mailboxes so your organization has a central location for your organization's mail, and to avoid having to switch addresses every time you switch officers. In addition to the resources available on all campuses, each campus also has their own unique resources, and here you will see a few of those that are available. Take a moment to explore the free resources offered on your campus and learn how you can use them in your organization. If you are based on the Atlanta campus, I recommend you visit the RSO Collaborative Space in Student Center West 270. This space can be used for impromptu meetings, working on individual or group projects, and relaxing between classes and organization activities. Next, we're going to explore a little bit about room reservations. Firstly, who can reserve a space? In order to reserve space for an RSO, the primary contact for the organization must submit a reservation delegate form on PIN. Through this form, the primary contact can designate the students and advisors that are able to reserve space on behalf of your organization. If you choose to have food at any of your events, first be sure the space allows food. If food is allowed, the vendors you use must be approved by Georgia State University. This usually requires receiving a copy of the vendor's contact information, business license, and proof of insurance. Check with the manager of the space or the Student Life office if you have questions about approved vendors. If your organization would like to use homemade food for your event, you must complete a food handling course. Contact your Student Life office for more information. For all RSOs, there are a variety of spaces that can be reserved. Recreation Services oversees the spaces in the Recreation Center, Panthers Recreation Complex, and Indian Creek Recreation Area. More information on the details of various recreational areas can be found on the Recreational Services website, recreation.gsu.edu. The Student Center Events Management Office oversees spaces on the Atlanta campus, such as meeting rooms, ballrooms, Veterans Memorial Hall, located in Dahlberg Hall, and the West Exhibit area in the Urban Life Building. For many of these spaces, there may be fees associated with using non-built-in equipment such as laptops, microphones, and projectors. The fees vary depending on the equipment that you use. There are also spaces for RSOs to reserve so that they can market and promote themselves. Each space has different guidelines and deadlines that can be found on the Events Management website, studentcenter.gsu.edu. All perimeter college spaces must be reserved on 25 Live for all campuses. If you utilize a classroom space, be aware that no classroom space allows food. For specific questions about reservations on the Atlanta campus, contact reservations@gsu.edu. For questions about perimeter campus spaces, contact pcregistrations@gsu.edu. If you would like to market your organization in academic buildings, you must use the pre-existing bulletin boards or grip strips in the hallway areas. If your organization would like to reserve any space on any campus, one of your reservation delegates or your on-campus advisor must submit the request using our new online system called 25 Live. Trainings on 25 Live are open for registration on PIN. Simply search Virtual 25 Live Requester Training to find a training that you can attend. To gain access to 25 Live, have each of your RSO reservation delegates go use the URL on the screen and log in. That creates their personal accounts in the system. After everyone has logged in to create their personal account, submit an RSO reservation delegate form. Only the members on this form may submit reservations. Once the form has been processed, any of your reservation delegates will have the ability to make a reservation request. Again, make sure your reservation delegates have logged into 25 Live at least once before you submit your form. If they've never logged on to 25 Live, they will not be in the system and we cannot add them as delegates. The university also has a special event and late night policy. If your event will end after 11 p.m. or will have more than 300 people in attendance, the special event late night event packet must be completed. This packet is available in the form section on PIN and must be completed at least 30 days before your event. In this packet, you'll provide details about the event, including the type, date, start, and end times, as well as any other information needed for this event. You will also provide your availability to schedule the security meeting, where the details provided in the packet will be reviewed and discussed. This meeting will also include the number of police officers that will be needed to be present for this event. If it is determined that your event requires security, there will be an additional cost, which is covered by a centralized fund if the event is open to all students. If the event is closed, you must pay that cost. Also, keep in mind that promotion for the event is not permitted until the event has been approved at the security meeting. Now we're going to dive a little bit deeper into the Panther Involvement Network, or PIN. The Panther Involvement Network, or PIN, is our platform that we use to organize our RSOs. To get started, you create an individual profile using your Georgia State Panther ID and password, and then you join the organization that you're affiliated with. There is not an individual login for your organization. Some of the benefits of PIN include gaining positive exposure and being able to recruit new members. This is also how we officially communicate with our RSOs as an office. You can also organize your membership roster, important files, and other resources that you may have all on your PIN page. It's also a great way for you to promote your upcoming events. There are some important things to know about PIN. You're required to keep your organization's page always updated. This includes updating all officer and advisory contacts, as well as any changes to your organization's constitution. You must maintain a roster of at least 5 members who are currently enrolled on your home campus, and you must always have an email address on file. This must be a public email address for the organization, such as a Gmail account. A new requirement this year is that RSOs must post all events in PIN and track student attendance. We'll discuss that more on the next slides. All organizations must post all events and meetings in PEN. When posting any events on PEN, please be sure to only post events that are confirmed and not anticipated. Also, refrain from using any references to alcohol, as that violates the university posting policy. By putting things on PEN, you can increase your visibility and showcase your events. It is also important you use one of the many available tools to track student attendance of your events in PEN. Also, please be aware if you plan on using university funding for an event, it must be approved by your fee council administrator prior to spending any funds. The university expects organizations to track student attendance at all events. Attendance information is used in making decisions about funding allocations for following years, so it is important it's done consistently. The Event Check-in app is the best way to track attendance at in-person events. There's a specific training video posted on the RSO Resources pin page on how to use the app. Each Student Life office has pull-up banners available for checkout that help students pull up their personal event pass so your RSO can scan them in at the door. For online events, PEN creates a unique URL for each event that can be copied and pasted into any online platform's chat. When members click the link, they are brought to the events page on PEN and automatically marked as attended. You can also manually enter a member's GSU student email directly into PEN. The Student Life team offers training twice a month to teach students how to use PEN. You can find these trainings listed in the event sections in PEN. We also have how-to documents that are always available to you, which are listed on our RSO Resources PEN page. Next, we're going to talk about RSO policies. All student organizations must register with the university every year. The re-registration deadline for student organizations is May 1st each year. The registration is an online submission done on PEN that opens on April 1st. The updates in your submission should include any advisor or officer changes, any roster changes, and any constitution changes. Submissions must come from a student leader in the organization. Once the student leader submits the re-registration, it will be reviewed by a member of our staff. It may be approved or denied, allowing for edits. Please check the status of your submission in PEN. If your submission was denied, please resubmit it as soon as possible. Also note that while we attempt to process submissions as quickly as we can, due to the volume of submissions, it may take up to 30 days to process your submission. The privileges of being an RSO on campus are that you get to be listed on the Panther Involvement Network, reserve meeting rooms and event spaces, petition for student activity fees or recreation services funding, and promote and advertise your organization on campus. RSOs can lose their privileges by failing to renew by the deadline, failing to keep the PEN page current, having a delinquent financial status to the institution, misusing university funds, or violating the student code of conduct. On your organization's PEN profile, your RSO must list your organization's home campus. Your home campus is the campus that the majority of your members attend. Since we are consolidated as Georgia State University across all campuses, students enrolled on any of our campuses may join any RSO. Social fraternities and sororities are exempt from this rule, as members must be enrolled on the Atlanta campus. Official membership includes voting rights and eligibility to hold office. Only enrolled students are able to become official members of an RSO. RSOs may offer honorary membership to those who do not fit the criteria for official membership. Therefore, if your organization would like to allow those who are not students at Georgia State University to participate, your organization's constitution must allow for honorary or non-voting membership. RSOs interested in taking advantage of promoting on campus must follow the campus posting policy. Posters and flyers can only be displayed in the approved areas. This slide highlights places that are not approved. To post flyers in housing on the Atlanta campus, you must bring materials to the events management or housing office, and they will post them for you. To post in the Student Center on the Atlanta campus, you may use the grip strips posted around the buildings. Only one flyer per organization may be posted per grip strip or bulletin board. Do not post over other flyers. More posting guidelines can often be found above the grip strips. For areas outside of the Student Center, please make sure to adhere to the building's posting policy. On the perimeter college campuses, all postings must be delivered to the Student Life office, and they will post them on the campus boards. However, flyers can be placed in each academic building and around campus in grip strips. Although student organizations are registered by the university, they are not official university entities. Due to this, student organizations are not allowed to use the official name or logo of Georgia State University in any way that implies that the university endorses their activities. Logos such as the Georgia State Flame or the official athletics logo cannot be used by RSOs without written express consent from the Public Relations and Marketing Communications Department. If your RSO does seek and get approval to use these logos, you must also file that in the Student Life office. Further, when using the name or acronym of Georgia State University, no RSO may start their name with Georgia State University, GSU, or any other iteration of Georgia State. They can, however, state that their organization is at Georgia State University or other iterations of the university name. For example, you would not be the Georgia State University PB&J Club, you would be the PB&J Club at Georgia State University. This training has covered many policies for RSOs, but not all of them. For a full list of RSO policies, you can use this quick reference guide for the RSO Student Handbook. To access the RSO Student Handbook, please visit Penn RSO Training Resources. We will now touch on RSO finances and funding. No university funds can be used for fundraising, meaning organizations cannot use university funding to purchase goods that will be used for a fundraising event. The purpose of university funds is to support events. Additionally, any self-generated funds must be kept in an off-campus bank account. If your organization is planning a fundraising event, you must submit the RSO fundraising planning worksheet on Penn. If your group is collecting dues or generating money through fundraising, it must be kept in an off-campus bank account. It is up to you to choose which banking institution to use. We do not advise any specific bank, but we've provided a list of some things you should consider when choosing where to do your student organization banking. You may always stop by our office if you need assistance. Please be aware that your group is not a tax-free organization unless you apply for 501c3 status with the IRS. It is a lengthy and expensive process, and it is not necessary unless your group plans on accepting large donations. As an RSO, you have access to resources to help fund your organization's operations. Each semester, all students pay a student activity fee, which is then distributed to RSOs and departments by the Student Activity Fee Committee, or SAFC. The SAFC will set periodic deadlines, normally one per semester, for organizations to apply for funding. RSOs will be notified via email, and the deadlines will be posted on the homepage of Penn as they're set. When applications are open, RSOs will use the Finance tool in Penn, accessed through their Penn page management, to find and submit the application. All organizations that receive funding will receive additional training from a budget manager in the SAFC office. Registered sports clubs are able to apply for funding through recreation services at the beginning of each semester. To find out more information about the budget process for sports clubs, please contact compsports@gsu.edu. Now that we've covered the resources, policies, and procedures for student organizations, please be sure to contact us if you have any questions and stay connected with our office for additional opportunities. Stop by your Student Life office, or you can contact us by phone or email as listed on the slide. Thank you for your time and attention, and we hope you have a great day. Go Panthers!